I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all-the-time, anytime comic book show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we're taking a closer look at Daredevil issue number 19. Matt Murdock is under the control of the Purple Man, and there's no telling what he'll be made to do. What'll happen next? Well, let's hop on in together and find out, shall we? Okay then, so right off the bat, they let it be known that this issue is a mind bender. You see, as we join the comic, Matt Murdock is drinking at Zed's bar, a representation of his own mind right now as the Purple Man attempts to weave his way inside Matt's psyche and take control of him. As we soon discover, Zedediah Kilgrave has changed his MO recently. The way he says it, having the power to make anyone do whatever you want, whenever you want, can get kind of boring. He's forced men, women, and children to commit the most heinous acts imaginable, so now he does things a little differently. Mainly, he asks Daredevil, what is the worst thing you could ever imagine yourself doing? Then go do it. Damn, that is heavy. Giving them the rope to hang themselves, that's just insidious. And from there, the rest of the issue is pretty much Daredevil arguing with different versions of himself inside his mind over what is the worst thing he could possibly do. This very unique and very outside the box set. It means we get to actually peek on in at versions of Daredevil we haven't seen in forever, like this version right here, the one that pipes up first, the black-clad jogging suit Frank Miller version. He says they need to be hardcore, which basically translates into saying Daredevil needs to kill a woman that he loves. This idea is hilariously checkmated by the slick suit-wearing Mark Waid version of the character, and of course these two would fight. They couldn't be more opposite of one another. Matt does end up scaring the crap out of Christian, but he doesn't kill her, saying, you know, I've lost loves before, and as painful as it is, it's not the worst thing I could do. Back in Matt's mind, more Daredevils begin to take the floor and say their 2 cents. There's the classic original yellow version of Daredevil, who in turn gets smacked down by the crappy armored 90s version of the character who says whatever he does, it has to be extreme. Yep, he's a character from the 90s, alright. Eventually, Matt decides to take the Purple Man out listening for things, explaining how his powers work, how he can hear everything down to the smallest detail. It's then he asks Kilgrave to crank up his machine all the way and have the city go nuts. Obviously, the Purple Man is taking a mountain of perverse glee in getting his most hated enemy to dance on strings for him like this, so much to the point he's not really grasping what Daredevil is having him do right now. Purple Man gets the city to go nuts, but then Daredevil just stands there, doing nothing, ramrod still. Back in his mind, we hear the realization of all the different versions of Daredevil from all the different eras, and all the different writers speak in unison that the worst thing Daredevil could do is nothing at all. As you might have guessed, Purple Man is pretty ticked off that Matt more or less wasted his night, stalled him, and has now checkmated him by being such a good guy at heart. Daredevil ends up beating the Purple Man into unconsciousness so the police can take him away, but Matt will never be the same after this. He really did take an inner journey here and see the worst version of himself. He begins to wish he could just set the clock back and that everything could be like it used to. Luckily, the Purple children are nearby, hear this, and figure that maybe they can help him. Daredevil 19 continues quite possibly one of my favorite Daredevil stories in modern memory. Charles Soule manages to write a love letter to just about every era in Daredevil, proving that the man has done his homework and respects everything that's come before him. I'm sure some people would argue that the worst thing Daredevil could do was nothing, comes off as a little cheesy, but hey, you know what? I like a little cheese in my superhero. I also hope we get a little bit more justification for the switch over to a new black costume. I mean, I know Matt saw it in his mind's eye along with all the other costumes, and they implied that it's some kind of fusion of everything that's come before. I'm just hoping at least one character close to Matt says, hey, what's up with the costume change? If you were making everyone forget anyway, why did you think you needed a new costume? Overall, though, for what it's worth, I really enjoy it. I do think this is one of the best runs that Charles Soule has written for Daredevil since it began. I would give it another 8 out of 10. So there's Daredevil for the week for you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, while I still have you here, why not check out some of the other videos I have available from the channel. And if you want to keep up to date on everything that's coming out of the Cape Joel channel, there's no better way to do that than to head down to the description of the video you're watching right now and follow me on one of my many social media feeds. And before I go, if anything I've said has piqued your interest about this Daredevil story, you can always head to bookdepository.uk, again, link in the description. It's my favorite place to buy comics and trade, and you can pick up this very book. In fact, if you use my personal link, not only will you be getting yourself something nice, but a small percentage of your purchase will go to support me and the channel. You win, I win, everybody wins, I tell ya. So, until next time, this has been Cape Joel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye-bye.